And we're back here to begin with compositing. So that's what we have as a render. Let's create a moving camera, and it's nice render with some lighting boxes. Well, actually there's not too much for the compositing because there's no too much elements. It's just, the background, the teapot, and some boxes falling down. And we have the nice gradient when the boxes came through the light box into those kind of, I don't know, the brown orange boxes. But I want to use some elements like a mask, like bump normals, maybe even velocities, to add more life inside of these boxes. Actually add more colors, because it's too flat color. You see there's the very bright areas, the more than one in a green and a blue channel. So I want to change some colors here, just using the technique, using the color correction with those paths like bump normals and the velocities. As always, those passes use, well, bump normals usually using for the relighting some options or adding some kind of textures to this lighting from the right side, from the top view, or we can use a relight node inside of Nuke. Those we can use the point position pass and so on. So what do we have? Actually, I have two masks, so I delete one of them. I have an ambient occlusion, I have velocities, the self-animation pass, and I have the D-depths and bump normals actually. So all those paths, actually there's no some kind of the global illumination and lighting pass and reflection, because I don't want to change any kind of reflections. If I want to use a color correction, I can use just a color correction node to create some adjustment side of shadow or midtones, something like that, because we didn't have many elements, as I told you. So I just want to make this picture a little bit better. So from this picture I want to create more interesting those boxes or pixels actually, or voxels, whatever you want. And I have another one thing. I create the export from these 3 to the max. Here's my camera, it's my moving cam, it's my teapot, and I have the ray plane. I have this point here which is allowing me to create, actually it's on a 0 by the y-axis. So I'm going to use those 3D elements to create a shooting into this handle. So there is no any kind of shooting now. It's just, it's just rotating, and we can see that it just begin to distract, and there's no any kind of shooting. I want to create the bullet or anything you want as bullet or plasma or something like that, and some particles flying from this handle using the particles inside of Nuke maybe, and create nice lighting and etc. So let's create this. I think this will be good, will be easy to do. So what I render else, I render this teapot without the sinky particles, because as you see the sinky particles create, actually it's not a sinky particle, that's I think the volume breaker. When it's break the object, we have some breaking polygons here. So this teapot here does not look like I want, so there's the original, and you see that it's a nice kind of the smooth thighs, and there's no such pixelization. Anyway, what I want to do, I just want to merge those two pictures to create a mask. So when the bullet hit the handle on the frame 20 till this frame, I will add here the original teapot. So for this thing I'm going to use the switch node. So it simply creates switching between the two our sequence. Come on, maybe 2. So I'm going to frame, just close this, go to frame 20 and say okay, I want to set a switcher to 1, set a keyframe, and go to frame 21 and set it to 0. So now we have our original, actually our fragmented teapot, and this side is good, but this side is not so good. So I want to create a mask actually. So I'm going to go to the roto node and I want to create a merge node actually. So I want to merge this teapot with that used in the mask. So for the masking, just create a simple mask with a rotor node, and you see now that we have this nice origin teapot, and this fragmented teapot we have just on those areas where we have those pixels. So I already create the mask, so I don't want to take too much time. I just want to show you how to create this kind of masking, and that's it. So I have 3 Bezier nodes, 3 Bezier curves, and I animate a little bit. So the one Bezier is showing where is my original teapot. This Bezier is actually keep those pixels or voxels, boxes, let's see, those 3 boxes on the top of teapot. You see it's moving, so it's just simple animating. And another Bezier just create the nice, they have a feather 10 and create a nice side. So it's not, you know, the hard line here, it's a little bit of feather, and it's not look like this, you know, the hard line here. Just smoothing the fell off, the smoothing transition between this teapot and this teapot, the nice and not such nice. Alright, so that's pretty it. So you can easily do this with manually just play with some masks and spend 15 maybe 10 minutes to do this. So I just don't want to spend too much time here, so I copy paste this. You can see it's pretty simple. You can do this, I think. Alright, so going further, so I want to create, oh, where's my viewer? Here we go. So now before I play with those boxes, I want to change this inside area of teapot. I don't like this bright blue color. It's too bright. Actually, it has to be darker than this side because there is no any kind of light. But actually, the boxes is the light, so maybe they lighting inside of this teapot more than outside. But I want to make this more darker or not such saturate. So in fact, we can use the 2 method. I can use the keyer. So with an original, where is my origin here? I can use the blue keyer here and try to create some kind of mask using this keyer. But you see that the boxes actually have many blue color. It has a big value inside of the blue channel, and we have nice blue color inside of outside of our teapot on the surface. So I can try to use some masks, because where's my mask? I have the mask for the boxes actually. So, but except of keyer, I prefer to use, in this case, I can use the thing, the very interesting thing, like the D-depths. Actually, mostly this path we use for creating some defocus or create some maybe mask, maybe color correction, maybe add some air inside of our picture. Anyway, but now I want to use this layer to create the mask, inside of this teapot, and for that I will grade this teapot, and I want to drag the black point a little bit closer to camera. A little bit more, maybe like this, 75, and the white point closer to teapot, like this. So now we have this nice dark areas. So I want to invert this. Sorry, just tap, invert, and I can use my mask. Actually, I have my mask here. Oops, sorry, it's not my mask. Where's my mask? Oh, here we are. I can use my mask just to say that I want to take this mask just from the teapot, actually from the blue channel. So in fact, I will use the mask many times inside of my compositing. So for more quicker access to the mask, I just want to put all my mask inside of the mainstream So just from the second input, I take my information and go away. So it's just going through. And for the first input, I will create the new layer. Let's call it matte. Come on, matte mask. Oop, here. And I already created this mask. So I have the matte mask layer, and inside of it I have the box 01 as a red channel, box 02 as a green channel, and teapot as a blue channel. So you see that the boxes, when they're created, they are the red, and they going through and falling down, they became the green. So from the first input, I put those layers, put those channels here, and I have the matte mask. Nice. So now somewhere here I will use the channel merge node, and here we add the A button, A input. Here we have a B input somewhere here, maybe at some point for more interesting things here at some point. And what I want to merge here, I want to merge two different channels. I want to take from the A input, from this input, I want to take the alpha channel. Actually, this mask what I created. Come on. Here we go, this mask. And from the B channel, from the B input, I want to take my matte mask teapot. And I'm using not the union operation, I'm using the minimum. And now inside of oh right, it's not an alpha channel because RGB, so I'm just using the shuffle node for transfer my RGB layer into the alpha. So I take it doesn't matter what layer I took because there's the same values inside of RG and B channel. So now the alpha channel is the same. Now the channel merge is working, and we have the nice area here. So it's mask just showing the inside of my teapot, but we have some area there. I don't want to use them, so I just create a nice merge node with some masking. So put it here and create just to know the quick mask. Go into frame 20 and go to the rota node and create, actually I can copy because I already have this kind of rota. So here's, I need to change the operation to mask. So it's a simple rota I create just with some animation. It select just area where is the hole inside of my teapot it is. So you see the simple animation. You just define this area. I want to exclude those areas. So now we have a nice mask, just this hole inside of teapot. And here with the color correction, using the mask I created, I can drag go here and decrease the saturation like that, maybe, and maybe contrast, maybe 25% decrease, maybe like this, and maybe gamma just a little bit, like I think that will be good. Alright, so nothing changed here. I think that will be better now. So that's how it was, and that's how it need to be. Alright, going next. And the next thing is using the, here's my self-illumination. Alright. Somewhere here. So what is the main problem with the self-illumination path in our case? We have the pretty big values here, 0.5 on a green and blue channel, and we have these white boxes which we don't need to have. So if I create the merge node, so the all boxes with the plus operation, the all boxes which was here, you see they became white. So what we need to do is just exclude those white boxes. I want just those blue ones, and add them like in global, like in self-illumination. Add some glowiness to make those boxes more, look like lights. So they just, they not look like lightning now. They not look like they emit lightning, because it's just flat blue color, and that's it. There's no glowiness, no other things. So I want to add it. So what I want to do with this, I want actually to create a mask. I want to exclude all those white boxes for now. To do this, I prefer to use the keyer. So using the keyer, and before I do this, I will clamp the color just for keying, just for keying, not for the final result, not for RGB. I just create a keyer. Now with luminance keyer, just drag it somewhere here. I'm going to alpha channel and drag a little bit the T, maybe like this. No, not too much, just a little bit. And we have the edges of those white boxes. So for this, to delete those edges, I just simply create the erode node. The fast erode, I think, will be good. So just put the size maybe 0.5. Yeah, that would be good. So we delete those edges. And now I copy this alpha channel inside of RGB and make a pre-mold. So now that was, and that how it came here. Now let's add some glowiness after the pre-mold actually. Add some glow, maybe not too much bright, maybe minus 25% of brightness. And let's see, 5 and 7.5 with the size of the glowiness. Going here, now this pretty bright thing, and maybe decrease the mix, make it 0.5, 0.4, 0.3, 0.35. That would be good. With the plus, now let's see what do we have here and here. That's a little bit better, but I want to create not such, you have a straight lines here, pretty, there's not too much anti-aliasing I want to. So maybe I will add some edge blur here, just a little bit, with the, I don't know, maybe one size, something like this. But well, actually I like it. As a default settings, let's keep them as a default. And actually I want to clamp them here. Alright. Actually it's not too much influence with clamping, but we have a little bit more brighter area here inside of the box. But there's always but, I don't have the nice edges with those boxes, so it's like flat areas, flat colors. So before I add the global, actually this illumination inside of my teapot, I want to put here some ambient occlusion. Now the occlusion allow us to add those edges. Actually it's nice for the boxes. It's create some splitting. It's allow us to create some splitting. We can see where is the edges. So with the merge node, I want to choose the multiply. And now we see that those boxes now became boxes. It's not just flat area. Now we have a boxes. So, but I want to maybe just decrease just a little bit, 0.9, just a little bit, and add some glowiness. So it's not delete my glowiness here. It's not delete the ambient occlusion. It just creates a nice area, between those. The flat points, the flat areas, and between the sides of the boxes. There we have. Nice. We see the difference between those. It's too much light, and it's not too much light. And it's not the same if we don't add anything. you know, just more look like more interesting. But now those boxes look, you know, not such interesting like this, because those brighter and this just simple colors, you know, it's not too much saturation, not too much light. So let's play a little bit with those boxes, maybe add some colors inside of it using the velocity layer. So velocity show us the direction where those boxes actually, where those pixels are moving. And I can create, actually I can use this information for creating some colors inside of boxes which are moving. So when the box is flying, it's beautiful box. When it hits the ground, it just, you know, shut down. So when it's flying, you have some colors, red, green colors. It's changing the color depending on which way it's flying, you know. So, but I want to velocity. Maybe I will use velocity from the vector blur. So I will add the shuffle copy here, except of this point. I will use the shuffle copy. So just to add this velocity information inside of my main stream to use later for adding the vector blur. So don't forget, for shuffle copy here, I'm using the motion layer and UV. Now it's nice. So maybe later I'm gonna use this layer as a vector for the motion blur, but for now I will use this layer just for coloring. So as you know, using the V-Ray, if you want to create the nice motion blur inside of V-Ray, inside of Nuke using the V-Ray motion pass, we need to keep in mind the V-Ray calculating the vectors from the point 0.5. So if we see this great area, this area when there is no any kind of movement. We have some movement because we have a moving camera, but the V-Ray using the 0.5 point to define where the pixels are moving. So if we have the values more than 0.5, let's say on the red color, so this we have a motion in a horizontal way, so by x-axis to the right or to the left. So to the right if there is more than 0.5, to the left is if there is less than 0.5. The same thing inside of green layer. And inside of Nuke we have the motion from 0, so we have the motion from 0 and upper or down, so not from 0.5. So we need to use an expression node to minus all information from the red channel, from the grid channel, actually not all, we just minus 0.5, and with the blue channel the same thing. So we just put the point, the static point from 0.5 to 0. So now we have the movement from 0 and up and from 0 and down. So we have some, you see on the green channel, we have some minus, so some values that are lower than 0, and etc. But I don't want to use those information, color information from the background. I just need information from those flying boxes, and we see that there's nice colors. The more speed, the more green areas, the more green colors inside of it. So what I can do, I can add a grade node here. Alright, I'm gonna grade node and make some adjustment. Maybe I'll leave the black point as it is, but I want to drag the white point be closer to 0 to make those area more and more brighter. Something like this, the brighter area for those boxes. And just before the glow is, just merge here. Alright, with a plus. But I need to change, I need to create a mask. I don't want to take this color from the all pixels, from the all picture. I just want to make this, to add this color just where we have the boxes. Actually for this we can create use the mask. We have the mask here, we have the red channel, we have the green channel. So inside of this merge node we can easily say, alright, I want to use this color just for my box 01 or for my box 02. So box 01, those pixels, those squares, voxel, which are flying away just when the lighting. And the box O2, for those boxes which are falling down, you can see here they have the green tint a little bit without with this. Yeah, I just want to add more colors inside of my scene. I don't like, you know, the static flat colors this. So maybe, you know, even create even more colors here. Alright, something like that. The bigger values for the colors. It's a nice red and green. But I can switch just between the box 1 and a box, here we have this box, and a box 2. For creating a mask for the all boxes, I just simply create the channel merge node. I used it before. I put all inputs inside of this merge node and say, okay, I want to use the box 1 and box 2 channel and collect them with the union for creating the mask for all boxes, and 0, 1 and 0, 2. And now I want to use, where's my mask? Come on. Oh, yes. I need to say none here and using this mask. Alright. So now we add some colors to those boxes and they look more interesting. Now just play with color, and this color is changing. When they're flying, they have the colors. When they hit the ground, the colors are turned on. So you see, it's nice. As for me, in this particular situation, I think that will be more interesting than just, you know, the simple colors. Even with the gradient I create in 3ds Studio Max. But in fact, those boxes, those orange boxes, is still not too interesting for me. So let's use some masking maybe and create a color correction node here and go to ranges and use the box, maybe, I don't know, the box 2, because those boxes, and increase the contrast for them. Come on, switch to this color correct. Yes, more interesting. And maybe add more gain, just a little bit less contrast and more gain, so they just a little bit more interesting and brighter. And maybe play with some, I don't know, let's say hue shift. Oops, hue shift. The same mask, the green actually, so the box 01, and rotate the hue just by 10. Oh, green. I like green. Nice. That's good. I didn't change any kind of these parameters. So this is pretty good now. So they stay on this place, and it was more interesting when they look like this, not look like this, because they are not interesting. That's better. It's just 2 nodes using one simple mask layer. Alright, going next. And what we have? Alright, we have this nice layer, bump normals. Well, I like to use this layer to create some additional lighting from the side. So maybe add some lighting, maybe add some brightness for the boxes which are looking to the camera. So I think I'm gonna use the blue channel. Yeah, red, green, blue, and you see the direction of the lightning. Actually, if we see this as a lightning, see that the red channel is going to show us the lighting coming in from the left side, the green channel, the lighting coming from the top, and the blue channel coming from the camera. So it's actually not this is not a lighting, of course, it's just the normals where the pixels are looking for, so in which side they're looking. But I prefer to look on this layer like to the lighting layer. I have the 3 different kind of lighting: spot lighting, or directional lighting actually from the left, top and the front side. So using this information we can easily shuffle the channel I want. Let's say a blue channel into alpha. Let's say in alpha, here we go. And add some grade into alpha. Maybe drag black point closer to 1. Somewhere here. So I just want to select just those faces which are turning to the camera actually. So that's more interesting. And I don't want to color correct the teapot, so I need to use my mask. Maybe like this. I'm going to shuffle. Note. I want to take my matte mask and let's take the green, the second color, second channel, which is those boxes, and with an operation of minimum I just want to select faces which are turning to the camera and just inside of those boxes which are in this mask, box 02, and add some color correction here using this mask. Alright, so just a little bit of saturation, a bit more, and maybe add a gamma, and adding in gamma more warm colors. So for that, turn on the 4 channels, maybe add more green, more red. Maybe I steal the blue here, let me green a little bit, just more play with. Okay, let's add more blue and add more red. Alright, just like that. So a nice gradient here. Alright, so that's actually it for the color correction my boxes, and let's work with the shooting. So what we need for this shooting, here we go. Here we go, this 3D package. Now let's create the shooting first. So I create some sphere, maybe a bullet. Oh my god, just a sphere. Now I just copy position for the I have a null object here inside of CD Studio Max, and I just want to copy from the CD Studio Max this position because I already have this, my point. Alright, I copy. I use a simple script inside of CD Studio Max, which is calling newcam, and I use this script for exporting information from the CD Studio Max thing. So I prefer to use this script because it's allow me to create the nice transform geonode except of the original OBJ sequence. So I have just one OBJ file, and I have the transform node which allow me to to parent some objects or parent something into this thing. But actually we don't have any kind of movement inside of my CD Studio Max thing except of camera, so it is just camera is moving. And I have this nice point which is allow me to see where is the hitting. Actually this point is my lighting source position, and actually from this point we have an explosion. So I just want to simply create some sphere which is going to be my bullet or something like that, and I want to drag this sphere into position of this point. So for that I just drag the translate. Actually I don't need to translate animation, just holding the Alt key I drag the position point of my point node to the sphere, and now my sphere is on this position. Here we go. So now I want to animate the sphere. Alright, so on frame 20 it's hitting the handle, and let's say frame like 50 or 30. Let's frame 30 maybe. With the camera, I'm going for the camera. Alright, I just want to move it somewhere here, so far away, and it's bam, so maybe even more far away. So I just want to create nice motion blur, so the faster moving the better motion blur gonna be. But the scale of my sphere maybe 85, SB 85. Alright, so there's my bullet. Now I added some like a constant node to create a color for my bullet. Let's say it's like plasma going through. Come on, let's play some colors, not such saturated, maybe like this. Alright, connected to sphere. Now using scanline render, and I'm using the camera. Alright, this is my sphere. Oh, where are you? Okay, I lost my tree. Now I merge. Just drag this. Oh, no, here. Come on. Alright, that's something we gonna change a little bit. Alright, what is this? Oh yeah, I understand what that sometimes happens. Here, bam, right? So I want to turn on this node just on frame 21 and just simply disable it on frame 20, and that's it. That'll be good. Now I'm going back to my bullet. Where you are? Oh, here you go. It's actually too saturated. You can even add some alpha channel, maybe decrease saturation here. So now I can play a little bit with some maybe glowing-ish, or maybe with some vector blur. Let's say I want to add some glow, just basic glow. Maybe increase the brightness a bit to make nice bright areas, but decrease the size of this blurring, and adding the vector blur. So with the scanline render we have the motion pass, and it allows us to add the motion blur to our sphere. So with the motion blur, it's simply add using the motion layer and using the forward and using the alpha channel. So what is this? The reason is the scanline render create this picture. Actually, it's when it create a render, it look on the alpha channel and it look on the RGB channel, and it create a bounding box around the object we render out. And when we create the blur layer, vector blur, then this blurring is going to this bounding box and just, you know, create some nice things. So I don't need this, I just create a constant, just simple constant. Alright, and drag it here. So it just create the bounding box by the format of my shot, and go into vector blur. Actually it's nice by 1 point. Just dragging here, and it's flying. Bam. Actually we can, you know, we can play a little bit with this vector blur. If we go inside of scanline render, we have the anti-aliasing, which we can put into high mode, and it doesn't change anything. But if we have the multi-sampling, you know, the more samplers we set here, the more blur we have there. So we can create even kind of, I don't know, 16 samples maybe, and this bit nice blur, or 10 maybe. It's something like this. Alright, But what I want to do, I don't like this. What I want to do, actually, I want to add some, you know, more ways to this area. So I'm taking this sphere and maybe okay, let's play a little bit. I just want to take this sphere and make it, let's see, 0.4 to create a thin line. This sphere 0.4 actually changing. Alright, okay, so I have a nice thin line with shooting, and this sphere with the same constant to another scanline render using exactly the same camera. Just drag it here, drag it here, but I'm adding a glow, the same glow, the vector blur here. I just want to add one sample. Alright, so that's how we use it. I just give more room and merge them here. Alright, with this vector blur I can make an offset 1 point, maybe 2, and maybe decrease a little bit of multiply. So maybe like that, and just add a final blur for all those. Just make some 10 and directional blur maybe with a linear, and increase the blur length. Okay, so and let's increase the length, and then I want to choose the angle, so maybe like this. So it's 40, but the angle minus 45, even more, 55, 65. Yeah, that's better. That's better now. Maybe plus here. Alright, so now it's shooting. And let's play this. And bam. So we need to delete this in frame 20. Alright. Going to merge. I'm going to frame 90. That's all exist. Set a keyframe and go to frame 20. Well, actually it exists here, but in frame 21 we turn off this light. Alright, so we have a bullet, but I want to add maybe some particles to add more element to this shoot. So the bullet is hit the handle, and maybe it destructs or creates some sparks or something like that. And those sparks maybe we need to create from the boxes, because you know we have a voxels, so maybe you need to create sparks as the cubes. Alright, so and maybe I want to add some lighting here, because this thing is pretty pretty bright, and I think it has to create some lighting areas near this teapot or here on the floor. So maybe add something like a point light flying with this sphere. Actually, let's try to do that. All what I need, I'm going to 3D again and add a point light, a simple point light, and if a sphere, I have a point line, and now with the shift I just drag into point, and now my point line is flying exactly like the sphere, and it's good. Alright, so I'm going to scene. I want to put some ground, so put the card node here, and with the card node sorry, set the ZX and make it more scale, 100, 200. It's a big plane. Okay, 300 maybe. So that's going to be my background. Let's put it to plane, let it be, and I just put the basic material as a material for those objects. So here's my teapot and here's my plane, and we have the nice light, point light, which we include inside of this thing, and we have the nice lighting. So what about light? Let's make a render. I want to see how it's looking. Camera, the object, and this is my light. Well, now the best I can. Now I'm going to point light, and maybe change some color of this light, adding more, maybe, yeah, like this, yeah. Alright, some more orange tint. I will use a linear. So from the frame 30 it has intensity on by 1. So but when it came to frame 20, I want to increase this intensity maybe to 5. Yeah, I think 5 will be good. Yeah, I think it will be good. And then actually, you know, let's see. As the reflection of my bullet or my plasma, that's good, but I want to frame 21 create the explosion. So let's say intensity multiply by 10, 50. So it's more look like an explosion. And then maybe frame 25, just turn off the light. So let's see how it looks. A, B. Here we go. Here we go. With the plus. Let's see how it looks. It's flying. Create tint. Here you see that the plane. Yeah, I need to create a bigger plane. Yeah, it's good, but plane I need to create much bigger. It's my plane. Yeah, the card now. So the scale by X maybe 2. Let's see on the 3D layer, and by Z I think it will be much bigger. Let's see it on the frame 21. Now there is no any cutting. Alright, good. That's much better. Alright, so particles. Don't forget about them. So I just want to crop here. Alright. Particles. Somewhere here I will add some particles. So, go to particle emitter. Go into 3D. I think I will create some kind of I don't know, the sphere as an emitter. No, specular sphere I said, and it's gonna be basic sphere. I just want to go point and drag the sphere into this point. So I want to create those particles when my handle it is right. So the sparks, those particles will explode on this area. So now as an emitter I will use this sphere. Alright, but when I choose the particles, you see they're emitting and emitting and emitting, but I need to animate those particles. So let's say in the frame maybe 90 I create disable orc. Frame 80 there is no particle, emission rate 0, and set a keyframe. Going to the next frame, frame 90, let's say frame 50, maybe 50 particles, and frame 20 we don't have any particles again, so it's like explosion. Bam! Alright, let's see the speed. I think we need to increase some speed. Okay, velocity 1, maybe, maybe even range, increase the range, something like this. Alright, so now what I want to add, I want to use some increase maybe the size 0.1. Let's see the size bigger, 0.6 maybe. Rotation, don't have rotation because it's just particle. We can add some cubes as the particles. Actually here have some cubes maybe, and then add some rotation velocities and rotation velocity range. I don't know, just play a little bit with those parameters, so they will not be the flat boxes as it is, just make nice volume boxes. And apply a little bit of the color, the same orange, the yellow orange tint color here. So maybe I put this same thing here to see how they look like. Yep. So have those. Well, maybe maybe this will be better. Yeah, maybe this will be better. Well, as a you can choose this or this. Or we can select another thing without lights. We can another scalar render using another scalar render. So the same camera, but those object, and maybe merge here like this and add cubes. Maybe like that. Yeah, that will be good. And add some anti-lighting, maybe medium. Add some glow, so it's just basic things. It's flying. Add some vector blur using the motion, in the forward and the alpha channel. So let's just have nice blurring. But actually I want they just explosions and they falling they not falling actually, it's just going from other direction and not falling down. So let's add some gravity here. So particle gravity, here we go. I think it will be the standard -1 will be good. Yeah. Alright, the life. And increase the lifespan. Here's my lifetime here. Half time 0, Mach 10. Well, actually good. 10, that'd be good, I think. Maybe max to 1. Well, that's nice. That's nice. Maybe even the size range increase. They're not the same size. It's better looking. And maybe the thing, call it bounce, particle bounce. Hey. Oh, here, okay, somewhere here, that bounce area. And just drag it here, make it a bigger scale. So the bounce maybe go to 10, 20, 30, 60. So if the particle hit the ground, it will bounce. But it's not hit the ground. Oh, actually it's... Alright, so we can delete the bounce. So why I want to use I want to use this thing because I want to put my teapot here as a matte object. So those cubes which are going behind this the handle of the teapot, they will be actually deleted. Well, it's not deleted, they not be visible. See the difference? Those two cubes are behind the teapot, so we don't need to see them. Increase some velocity. Oh, no, not such dramatical. Alright, let's see, what do we have? Where's my... Alright, there's my sparks. Flying, the glowingish, just lower size, don't need some such extreme size. And on the final I have those two rotor nodes. So it's just two flares. The big flare, you know, is like a huge soft flare, and the small lightened flare which I want to add and animate inside of my thing. So put merge node on the background here and just animate. Come on. So on a frame 90 they are invisible. Go to mix set keyframe none. Alright, go to frame 20, and on this frame we will set a mix to 1 until, let's see, the frame 25 we're going to turn it off, so it's like a splash beam. And almost the same thing with this flash, so it's not an hour, it's plus. So here's the same scene, the same thing, the splash. Let's see how it looks from, sorry, let's see here, from frame 11 till frame 27. And here you go, here's our bullet, and bam, it hit the handle. And our sparks and the boxes and other things. So nice. So nice. Now it's look much better. All right. Bam, bam. So let's see the difference, except of all those sparks and other things. Let's see this teapot, and where is our original this? So we have a big difference, not not here, just have the nice coloring of our boxes. We have a nice gradient, we have nice splashes, nice sparks, the bullet coming from the side. And actually that's all for compositing, and this is a good example how we can use such paths like in velocity, and not using just for the adding the vector blur or other thing, or the depth layer, not just using for creating defocus or other things. We can use those layers for creating color correction. We can use those layers to make this picture more interesting, more alive. So thank you very much. I hope this lesson will be interesting for you, and take care and see you in other lessons. Bye.